What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So, we've looked at a lot of the most popular credit card options here on the channel, and you all seem to love the versus style videos where we put two financial tools head to head with each other to see which one might be the better financial tool for you. So, in today's video, we're going to take a look at two of the most popular free credit card options that are currently on the market, which would be the Apple credit card and the Discover It credit card. So let's put both of these financial tools head to head to see how their features stack up against each other, so that you can decide which one might be the better fit for you. Alright, let's jump right into it. So, as per usual with this versus style video, I have done full reviews on both the Discover It card as well as the Apple card. So, if you do want a really in-depth look at either of these products, then definitely check out those videos as well. But let's quickly brush up on what each of these products has to offer, and then put them head to head to see which one might be the better fit for you. So, let's start off with the card that was actually my very first credit card that I have had since I turned 18, and that would be the Discover It credit card. Now, this one comes in a few different options, including the standard cashback card that you can get in a secured card and an unsecured card option, a travel option, as well as a student card if that applies to you. But at least as far as the cashback cards go, they are pretty much the same regardless of whether you have the secured or unsecured card. The only difference is the way in which you actually get the credit card. And just as a quick reminder, a secured credit card is when you basically make a security deposit to the credit card company, meaning you give them $500, for example, and then you are able to spend up to $500 on that credit card. On the other hand, an unsecured credit card is more of what you would think of as a normal credit card, and that's where the credit card company is going to look at your credit score and credit history, and then give you what's called a credit limit, and you're able to spend up to that credit limit, but you don't have to make any kind of security deposit. Again though, the Discover It secured and unsecured cards are basically the same as far as the features that they offer are concerned, so don't get too caught up between the two. Alright, so first of all, the Discover It card is completely free, which is always a great place to start in my opinion, and that means no annual fees, no random transaction charges, or anything like that. So if you are just getting started with building your credit score, then this is a fantastic place to start in my opinion. And again, I have had the Discover It card since the day I turned 18, and I still carry it with me every single day in my wallet. Okay, so free is always good, but what about that sweet, sweet cash back? Well, for starters, the Discover It card currently gives you 5% cash back on rolling categories that change each quarter or every 3 months. And those categories are in some pretty large purchasing categories that most of us probably spend a lot in anyways, like Amazon, grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, and even PayPal, which is used for a ton of online transactions. Now, each of these rolling categories is capped at $1,500 in purchases each quarter, which means the maximum that you can earn in cash back each quarter would be $75. However, beyond that 5% cash back, they also give you unlimited 1% cash back on all of your other purchases. So even if you do go over that limit or you make purchases outside of those rolling categories, you are still going to earn that unlimited 1% cash back on everything else. Now, the cash back is pretty decent, but the huge benefit with the Discover card is that they will currently match all of your cash back at the end of your first year dollar for dollar, which basically means that in the first year, you're actually getting 10% cash back on those rolling categories and 2% cash back on everything else. And if you compare those numbers to similar cards that are currently on the market, then the Discover It card pretty much blows every other card out of the water. Now remember, that is just for the first year, but it's still pretty cool, and say you earn $400 in cash back for your first year, well that means at the end of that year, you're going to get another $400, which is pretty awesome. Now I'm hesitant to even mention this, but they do have a 0% interest rate for the first 14 months, but as I say in every video about any credit card, that should be absolutely irrelevant. And honestly, I usually don't even look at the interest rate when I personally apply for a credit card, because if you have to be paying interest on any credit card, then honestly, you're probably not using that card properly, and you should just save yourself the trouble and cut it up and throw it away. Always use your credit card to buy things that you would have purchased anyways, and always pay it off on time, in full, every time, without fail. And not only are you going to get some great rewards and cash back, but you're also going to help build your credit score, which will help you out in so many different aspects of your financial health. Alright, so the Discover It card keeps it fairly simple, but let's move on to the Apple Card to see what that currently has to offer. Now, the Apple Card review that I did is much more up to date, and it's only a few weeks old at this point. So again, if you want a more in-depth look or in-depth information on this card, then definitely check out that full review video that I did on the Apple Card. But let's quickly run through what this product has to offer. So similar to the Discover It card, there are no fees across the board, meaning no annual fees, hidden fees, late fees, foreign transaction fees, or anything like that. As far as the cashback is concerned, this card currently offers you 3% cashback on all Apple Store purchases, including in the App Store and the Music Store and the physical retail locations, as well as 3% cashback at certain merchants like Panera, Uber Eats, Nike, ExxonMobil, and a few others as well. You're also going to get 2% cashback every time you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay, which is great because most stores nowadays have Apple Pay, which means a majority of the time you'll probably be earning that 2% cashback on all of your purchases. And beyond that, you'll earn 1% cashback on any purchase that does not use Apple Pay. So the way this cashback is structured is pretty different than the Discover It card. However, if you know that you will be using Apple Pay with your Apple Card pretty frequently, especially since a lot of merchants now accept Apple Pay, well, that probably means that you're going to get that 2% cashback on pretty much all of your purchases across the board. So at least for the first year, this card might beat out the Discover It card, since remember that cashback match on the Discover card does go away after the first year. The other nice thing about the cashback on the Apple Card is that it is consistent across the board, and you don't have any of those rolling categories that you have to go into the app and activate, which isn't that big of a deal in my opinion, but I know a lot of you are not a huge fan of that sort of thing, so that is definitely another thing to consider when making your decision. And the last huge benefit of the Apple Card is that you get your cashback immediately right in your Apple Wallet, and it is super easy to manage your Apple Card and see what your balance is, pay it off immediately, and track all of your purchases and the cash back that you have earned. Okay, so I know we moved through all of that really quickly, but what are the big differences between these two products, and which one do I feel is the better financial tool? Well, one thing we didn't talk about that's really important to me is customer service. And as I've mentioned before in a lot of other videos, Discover's customer service is second to none, and they absolutely blow everyone out of the water. So if customer service is important to you, then personally, I think the Discover card would be the better fit. Now, as far as cashback is concerned, it's kind of tough to compare them directly to each other because they are structured so differently. But if you just want a simple flat cashback and you don't want to have to activate those rolling categories, then definitely go with the Apple Card. However, if you know that you spend a good amount of money in places like Amazon, gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants, and you know that you're going to have no problem activating those rolling categories, then personally, I would say that the Discover It card is probably the better fit for you. So if we're talking about earning the most cashback possible, then that's really going to depend on how you spend your money and how much money you spend. But the main difference to keep in mind when making your decision is, do you want those rolling categories with a higher offer, or do you want a simple flat cashback that might have a slightly lower percentage? And the last difference that I do feel I should mention, although it really is completely irrelevant, is that, well, I do love the awesome designs that Discover has, and there are so many to choose from. The Apple Card is milled out of a single piece of titanium, which is pretty tough to beat. But in all seriousness, which one do I feel is better? Well, if you are brand new to credit cards and you have no credit history, then in my opinion, the Discover It card is definitely the better choice, and you probably wouldn't even qualify for the Apple Card in most situations. But if you are an Apple user and you have some decent credit history and you think that you'll definitely use Apple Pay to get that 2% cash back, then in that case, the Apple Card would definitely be the better choice. So I would love to know if you prefer the Apple Card or the Discover It credit card down in the comment section below, and why you feel that is the better fit for you. As always, if you did get value out of this content and you want to help support me, the easiest way to do that is actually checking out some of my favorite financial tools down in the description below, many of which will give you some free money, which is always an added bonus. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more great content like this in the future, and of course, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.